Hello and welcome everyone to the People's Court edition of Dragon Age, aka Session 6 of Ascension, and I'll go ahead and let everyone hop right into the vlog.
This was so good!
That was awesome.
I love this session so much.
That was good.
I loved everyone's letters in the beginning, like their thoughts on everyone else.
Yeah.
And I've always thought watching Hark's campaigns, whether it was Dragon Age Season 1 or Mass Effect, or like the bit I saw of Season 2 Mass Effect, I always like that question because it lets you get a base understanding of like who you've been like neglecting roleplay with, or like who you feel like you should flesh out more, and just like your general thoughts.
That's funny because for me it's everybody except for like Leon and a little bit with Rousseau.
Yeah. And you got a lot more insight on what's going on in Rosie's head right now.
Yeah.
And why she's been latched onto Daretham this whole time.
Yeah, so she knows about me for sure. I had a feeling. And she was specifically sent to go after me, which I want her to just absentmindedly somehow mention the butcher when I'm around. I want that to happen.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, so she was a good pick. But yeah.
I was just gonna say, I loved the going into Navarre, just the garlic, the Andraste symbol.
Yeah.
The garlic.
Yeah. Even though it hurt us, that vision in of itself was worth the penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You recovered from it. You recovered.
Yeah, we recovered from it.
Mostly.
We
You know.
got Valor. Be a passion for on it.
You got what you needed. It just but it didn't come without a price. You lost sleep, and therefore things in the courtroom got a little bit worse for the rest of you. But
Start off, yeah.
but
that
that's
was like-
fine. That's part of
I
the.
think we argued it the best we could.
Yeah.
I did my best as the witness there. I felt like I might have missed something, but I did my best.
We had some really cool moments with Pasha and Valor. Some very good Valor moments. That was neat.
Good.
Valor was the MVP. Valor was the MVP this session. We wouldn't have succeeded without Valor.
Yeah.
That's why
I
I
got
should have
so lucky
gotten
with that one roll. Just a griffin duck through the wall.
Just Griffin ride.
Valor should have been your surprise witness.
Just like bursts through the wall and goes, "Rah! Yeah!"
I concur.
I have a translator for you. There we go. This person speaks Griffin, yes.
It's Griffion, I think it's the language.
Beastmaster Athon, would you like to interpret this?
But yeah, that was all really good.
I feel so bad that Tyrion got burned that bad in the chest. The whole time I was thinking, like, just shoot the lock, then it was like, oh god, nope.
No, it's I personally I don't know. It happened, and oh well. No, at least you got me the witness, at least, and show like, hey, I got burnt by this.
I think that helped me out like a lot.
Yeah.
So it
I
definitely
do
in our
think that
favor.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah, as I was picklocking. I mean, I luckily I didn't die from it, but for people who are curious, I was reduced to literally about 12 HP. I was like, my clothes got wrecked, and now my hands are injured for a couple of days, which oh well. Luckily, they'll recover.
So to give some behind the scenes, there was a number of ways, obviously, that you could have gone about going through this investigation, and one of the major things that could have happened if you had investigated with Valor from the beginning, and found the hideout of the Archon earlier, then you would have actually run into the Archon himself and have gotten into combat with the Archon.
It's a really good thing we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So that would have been interesting because the Archon was very powerful. So
I probably would have had to resort to revealing myself and infecting him with the blight. Like that would have probably had to been doing that.
I would have given you the chance to hide, to like conceal yourself so you don't get
Yeah.
caught by him.
We would have
But-
like arrived and then he comes in, kind of thing. We gotta, yeah.
So you would have at least had chances to avoid fighting him if you didn't feel you were ready to fight him yet. Because one thing I will say with this campaign is very quickly, now that we're past the earlier sessions, don't be surprised if I throw like creatures at you that are probably not meant to be fought at your level. Just an
Okay.
FYI.
That's normal DMing. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
So us screwing around all of Navarre worked out for the benefit.
Especially since this is a campaign that has a lot of dragons in it, so
Yeah.
just like Inquisition, I see that there's a dragon there. Do I want to approach it right now, or do I want to wait? Maybe I'll wait and come back.
For someone like Redonis, yeah, we're gonna wait.
Yeah.
Because I know that Season 2 fought Redonis near the end. They were like level 14 or something, I think.
Yeah, case in point, they were over half, like half again our level.
But they didn't kill him. Doggone it. If they had just killed the Archon.
Made him our problem that we didn't even deal with fully.
Right.
Now we have
Shame,
something.
shame. You guys might have to deal with him. So
I swear, if Redonis is like the one who awakened the old god or something.
So are we spending one more session in Navarra now that we gotta still do like our dragon investigating and other stuff
Yeah.
here?
I guess so.
Yeah, we have to, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that's why we came here, mostly.
Or at least like probably half a session, then some talking, and then move on.
I think,
guess.
I think half the session will probably be. My plan was spend half the session finishing things up in Navarra before you left, and then the other half is traveling whatever's going on as you move on to your next destination.
Probably Orlais we're going to, right?
And
I thought you were going to Ferelden.
Ferelden, I believe.
I thought we were gonna go Navarra, then Orlais, then down to Ferelden because that's all a
Okay.
straight line.
Yeah, because it was not a straight line, but it was all on the way to the Frostbacks
It's
where
up to
the
you.
temple was.
You don't have to go to Ferelden. You can go straight to. If you want to go straight to Orlais, I'm cool with you going straight to Orlais. It's whatever you want. So
Well, also just metagaming. Ferelden has the chance of having the old god, and that is very high CR. So maybe we should wait a little bit.
sure. Yeah, you can go
Just
straight to Orlais.
put
if
a
you like.
pin in that part of the map. We'll come back.
We'll come back
Yeah.
later when we're good enough, yeah.
Yeah, this is the boss fight. We're gonna complete all the side quests first, then we'll come back.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the side quests. Get all the party members first. You know.
I
Yeah.
imagine we might, probably next group have
Gather
some-
all three teams to go fight the old guy.
I imagine next session though we'll have like about half of us as finishing as I said Navarre, then half probably travel RP maybe, like roleplay a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
So was the Archons experimenting what was happening in the one shot?
The one shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one
with
shot
the
where they went
headless
to the
corpses,
necropolis
the
and there was
open-
like all those mangled bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately cannot answer that. I cannot,
Boo.
unfortunately.
Also known as
Hidden
either
nerve.
yes or it's something else in the necropolis.
Probably that. Because this isn't it's a possibility, but I think it's something else maybe.
And there's also the fact that it came from To Venture Knights, which I haven't read, but Callista, I think, is not connected to Redonis, is it?
Redonis is Interventor Knights.
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not mentioned.
No,
in
So I
No,
don't
he's-
think
yeah.
it's going to be with
No.
Fellhausen, yes. Yes.
Oh,
And
Felhausen
yes.
and Pendrick Karn were two characters from
They were
Forbidden
all.
Knights.
They were all into Winter Nights. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was funny because as soon as I heard it's Redonis with Karn, I was just like, oh,
Yeah. But Redonis is like an NPC, I believe you created. Hark was the Archon NPC for season 2.
Oh well, I mean, Redonis is in the canon, but
No,
yeah.
Redonis, yeah, he just wasn't
He
a
is-
prominent figure.
Yeah, my apologies because I.
Comic.
but
Alright.
Queen Antonia. Antonia is a character into Winter Nights.
Yeah.
But she's not canon into succeeding.
Yeah.
Like as a ruler of
Ruler.
Navarra.
Yeah,
But
her
she is in this
succeeding King Marcus isn't canon in the actual
No.
game.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
well, book. Yeah.
It's theorized that something like that's going to happen soon because Marcus does have no heirs and he's pretty much senile with his court handling all of Navarro for him.
But it's probably not Antonia because of what happened to her in the book. Probably.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was all just fun. It was really fun also for me as Daretham to like do my best to help out Sam's blood magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have so many suspicions. As
Oh, yeah,
being-
So
Tyrion-
many
Yeah,
Tyrion knows
I
something
think-
is up.
Yeah.
I feel like Tyrion definitely should have a conversation next session with
Me or Sam or both of us.
I
Right.
think both. I would prefer both, just because like you two know more, and he has just realized like he just saw like Leon
Yeah.
just losing
there's
like he didn't.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, you're my
Sudden
friend.
loss
like-
of blood magic ritual, consulting books, the two mages working together. Daretham's really mysterious and seems to know what's going on.
There's a lot of coincidences.
And I'm assuming it's really hard for Leon to hide a staff in your room. So I'm pretty sure there's a staff in your room right now that looks a little, I don't know, blood magic-y. So
That's gonna be maybe next session. Who knows? Maybe next session after. The reason I feel all right. So in next session I might because today I was trying to do today's session was try to talk with Darrington, do some roleplay with Darrington, but I felt like we didn't have enough time for that. So I just like I'll do it next time, maybe next session, and that ties in well with what happened today. So next session.
It does.
I will say
Yeah.
next session I'm going to prioritize having a scene with Leon because I feel like it kind of needs to happen at this point. I've been trying it, just other things have been pulling Russo away as a character.
Yeah. I'd definitely like to talk with more people, but the problem just is even still right now, after even all this time, Daretham is still not going to initiate something unless he feels there's a need to.
Yeah.
And the only thing was with Leon because there was a voice there and that was weird. And he's also another mage, so I can help with the blood magic. But in terms of everyone else, he avoids Rousseau. Tyrion is like a fellow slave, but he doesn't really need to talk to him. Because also Tyrion could see through his lies the easiest. And Pasha doesn't like Teventer and is not a fan of blood magic, which Daretham doesn't use it, but he's not hateful of it. And also Pasha would probably react the second worst to Daretham being a Darkspawn. So
Maybe.
I feel like Rousseau would be the first to react worst, and then Pasha's the second worst.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Darrington will get like a.
React to what?
Me being a Darkspawn, or more specifically, the Darkspawn.
Well, I already know you're a Darkspawn. I inputted you. It's like once
I
I
know.
figure out you're that specific one, then we'll see.
Oh, what would be awesome is if like Rousseau is like, okay, listen, I want to see what you look like or something. Maybe he gets like a suspicion or something because he
Now we
sees.
do this whole thing where it's like I was wrong to prejudge you and all this other stuff, and we get to the end of the campaign, then it's found out.
Yeah. The one thing that Rousseau, because I did say that I met your eyes with my eyes,
Yeah.
and you would have seen my mouth, you would have seen my eyes. So you would have seen the sharp teeth, and you would have seen the blood red, like slightly glowing eyes, which might trigger your memory. So that's one thing that could happen.
Well, I did say in that split second, I did have like a bit of a PTSD stare, then kind of shook it off.
Yeah. But seeing it a second time might trigger that too.
That might jog me the rest of the way.
Yeah. So it happened. That's up to you if you want to do that or not.
Yeah.
I still find it funny that like all of us just went like, you know what, guys, let's just all dress up for this.
yes.
And then I forgot, and I was just like,
No, two people, like about 2 or 3 people forgot. Like Calista joined in. Oh shit! She ran off the dress. Then Dominic joined. And just saw me. Oh shit!
Yes. No, I appreciate
I think
it.
it worked out nice that we all dressed up a little bit.
Oh yeah, you guys look great. Yes, as good as Sam. So
Sam was by far the dressiest of us all.
the dressiest.
Yes.
I think Sam, but I think all Sam had good moments too. Since he's not here, I will say
Yeah.
he's had some really good moments.
Oh no, he helped us quite a bit.
So I don't think, just to give you a little bit of a tease. So Valor, like I said, was an optional party member. Next session, I'm excited because I think that's the session where you may end up with an optional party member, but it depends. I think this person is very interesting, but it depends on what you do that determines whether they become a party member or not. So
I'll ask
I
you a
am
question.
excited.
Are they in Navarra, or is it dependent on where we go?
It's dependent on what you do and where you go. So they might be in Navarra, or they might. I don't know what you guys are doing, so it depends.
Is it related to anyone?
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely, yes, totally related to one of the main PCs. Yes, absolutely.
There's a specific PC it's related to.
There is at minimum one PC that this person is connected with.
Hmm.
Is it Balm? No, that would be just me, and that wouldn't matter too much. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on just who it is.
Yeah.
I will at least give you a hint that it is a character that has been mentioned before. So this is not
In
a
the
character
Dragon Age lore or in this campaign?
in this campaign. There has been mention of this character in this campaign, but I'm not going to
Nazim?
specify how much. I'm not. Yeah, that's all I will give you. So we will.
Nazim if we go to Orlais.
Yeah, we will see. So
The best we don't. I think the more we put, the more Hark's not gonna tell. So it's. But we'll find.
No, this is more just me theorizing.
Yeah.
Oh, who is Asra? That could be another one. I guess Audric himself. That could be an interesting NPC.
Elite. My guess.
Oh yeah, Salit. Corin. Corin's another one.
But it's.
Oh yes, Corin,
Oh, yeah,
who didn't
two in
appear in
one.
Navarra, surprising. Which I actually really like.
Mhm.
I have no NPC that I know of anyway.
I just want to say, goats.
Go.
Goats.
Yes. The good old goats.
I know. The scandal. The scandal.
I actually think it's kind of good we didn't have Khan testify, because I think he would have just, it would have just gone into like, oh, and he did this to a chicken and da 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 da, and it
Yeah,
would have
and
just made us look bad.
Right. Like, okay.
I was kind of worried that I feel like this was a suspicion that was confirmed in the session that Karn was a bit of a red herring. Like, yeah, he's involved, but you're not really gonna get a whole lot out of him.
If there's one thing Terry needs to do right now is you need to ask a Russo, hey, could you make me like official documents that I'm actually a doctor so I don't.
Yeah, let's like get you certified, pal, because that almost screwed me.
Can I ask, because you did mention that you put red herrings throughout, what were some of the big ones that we either fell for or that we dismissed?
I thought that Karn was. I think Tommy was right in that Karn was not as significant as you guys may have believed him to be. Myrna was not really significant in this either. Myrna was not significant, and I'm trying to think, is there something else? Rainier was, but the problem with Rainier is it's hard to... He was a drunk, so he had information. It was just hard to argue that the information was good.
Well, that's why I made it a point to make sure I could call Manfred. It's like at that point, I can't... There's less to deny when you have two people say the same thing.
Right. Manfred was definitely key. So I think it was Myrna and Karn really that were the big ones that really didn't have anything to add to the case.
Also.
And the Mortalitassi really had nothing to do with it either.
Yeah, we thought about going to Mortalitassi. It was like, but it just doesn't fit their agenda. Maybe it just doesn't.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that. It was really, it was all the Archon.
Yeah.
But at least you know what he was trying to do. Which is
I will say I like his motive. It's very true to the character.
Yeah, I mean, get control of Tevinter back by just being a new person, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And complete identity theft. Like.
Reminded me a lot of one of the Star Wars novels was Darth Bane trilogy, because at the end that's what he tries to do to his own apprentice. That soul transfer stuff is like interesting, and so could have succeeded.
Yeah, some details that you guys never actually discovered, which I think I can say, is that so what happened was they killed Audric, took him back to the catacombs, and then he tried to do the ritual. It didn't work on Audric for some reason, so the Redonis had an accomplice to help him out, that was helping him and aiding him, which you never met, and that he told the accomplice to get rid of the body, to essentially get rid of the evidence. So the accomplice took the body and was essentially going to like burn it or bury it or something. But then that was when Audric started to stir and started to like come to life again, because the spirit had at that point gotten into his body. And so it freaked out the assistant, and so the assistant just kind of ran. And when Archon Redonis asked, "So did you get rid of the body?" and the assistant's like, "Yep,
Sure did.
Body's gone. Body's long gone." And I'm assuming that the Archon Redonis finds out after the fact that his assistant like lied to him, and so he got rid of his assistant.
Probably turned into a fang skeleton, maybe. Who knows? Maybe
Probably turned into one of the fang skeletons. And so that's why Audric became what he became. He was a rejected person. He was a rejected host, and the spirit brought him back to life and freaked out his assistant. So,
yeah, that confirms then. Yeah, because now the more I think about it was like because Audric, when he kind of woken up after that, Redonis was seen. So now it kind of confirms, it's not Audric then. Maybe. Or we're still in the ruse.
Or it's still a ruse.
Maybe he was really Redonis the whole time, and I just got him clear and in the open.
There you go. Thank you to Dylan from Mass Effect Season 1 for helping me come up with the entire Archon Redonis like crime.
Wow.
I could not figure out for the life of me how this was all going to work and what the motives were. So Dylan helped me with this. So thank you, Dylan, for that. He's very good at this.
I will have to write him on Discord and thank him for that too, because I love that whole thing.
Good. I'm glad. I hope that you enjoyed it, because I thought it would be a shame if we went through this entire campaign without a court case of some sort.
Well, I mean, we brought a lawyer aboard. It'd be stupid not to.
I mean, that was pretty good anyway. I mean, of course, maybe like I imagine some legal people are just gonna go like, nah, that's not how you do it. But it's like it's a game. Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
No, because I felt the points that maybe Russo made. I felt because when I do my games, also sometimes I go, I don't ask my players to make all the rolls when they bring a very good point to the table.
Yes, I understand that.
I'm not saying against you, like it's like, it's bad you did that, but it's like it could have probably gone maybe a little bit better if there wasn't lots of rolls, but that's my opinion as a GM.
I agree that it also could have moved faster if I didn't ask Tommy to roll as much. So,
and also it's the idea of like you have a player maybe like research a little bit into the law, and then it's like, okay, now you have to roll for chance to see if you actually do bring it up. So
yeah. Thank you for the feedback. I agree with you that I think I probably could have halved at least the rolls that Tommy did, but he still did really well.
Yeah,
I thought.
Okay, yeah, that was my last question. Did I fulfill the promise of the interview?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so that I can plan properly. So, what are the last things that you're trying to do or speak to in Navarra before you leave?
I wanted to clear out my office for sure. I have one last moment with Hilda if possible.
Okay.
And then I also wanted a small moment with Balin or Pasha. The two are interchangeable depending on like time. And then I wanted like one visitation to the necropolis to give a goodbye.
Okay.
That's all I really had planned.
Well, how about the reason why you guys went to Navarre in the first place, other than the case? You had some reason.
The dragon research about the Pentagos to give us more information on chakras.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine. I don't think that'll take up too much time, because it might be just a information drop for the purposes of giving you guys more RP time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,